Tara?
What are you talking about, guy?
Okay, never mind.
You starting the show, Joe?
Live.
No.
Joe?
You go for it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of HVAC Overtime. I'm sure you guys know me. I'm going to do my famous radio voice introduction. To my left here, we have... No, wait. To my left here, we have Adam, Joe, Justin. Zach's running the program from behind the scenes there. So, how are you guys doing this week? Anything cool happen? Any amazing stories you want to share real quick before we dive into this topic?
Great.
I was very irritated with an electrician today.
Yeah, I heard. Well, what happened there?
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those pictures.
Yeah, we installed, we did a mini split. And like the communication, well, it's line voltage wiring that goes basically, obviously in between the head unit and the outdoor unit.
The stranded stuff, yeah.
He's like, "What? How do I do this?" And I said, "Can you run me a white, a black, a red, and a green 12 gauge stranded with no splices all the way through, and leave me a coiled up, roll outside so I could put it in a whip?" Yeah, no problem. I'm like, I want it stranded. I want no splices. So I get there, solid wire, and then I go outside, and it's different color wires outside, and he's not even using the color wires that I asked for. It's like orange, brown. Like, what the heck is going on here? So he's going to do it over again.
Wow.
Sweet.
Did he tell you why he didn't do it right in the first place?
No. I mean, no.
People confused.
Yeah. Maybe just using a little bit of wire he had left on his truck or something. What was left in the roll, plus a little bit of other stuff.
You didn't get to fire it up then?
Oh, I ran it, but the thing is, like, you're really not supposed to, especially in that data line. You're not supposed to cut it. It's got to be a full. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. So I don't know.
Now with that communicating wire, it has to be stranded. Does it need to be stranded because if it's solid wire, it can get those micro fractures like we talked about earlier, and it won't communicate properly?
I have no idea.
I guess so. Maybe it's softer or go around. I don't know. That's a good question, man.
Just read the manual. Did I say 12 gauge? I meant 14 gauge.
14, yeah.
Yeah, I would have ran like 4 gauge solid wire right into that thing.
I saw a Mitsubishi one time running off of 4-wire, 18-4 thermostat wire.
Yep. I've seen it before, too. Yeah.
Yeah, not me. I've never seen it.
Still running 220 volts through low voltage wire.
Oh, yeah, that's not supposed to happen that way. How long did it actually work? It didn't blow up or melt or...
I mean, the only reason why we replaced it is because there was a leak. And I opened it all up. I'm like, holy crap. And they had a leak. I'm like, they did a shoddy job. Let's just replace this thing. So we did.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I think I've
you
one or two off thermostat wire, too.
How about you, HVAC North?
Nothing interesting. No, nothing fun. The same old. Nothing in particular, I guess, interesting per se.
Nice. Good talk.
How about you, bud?
Oh, I did nothing really super fun this week. I got to test out my new portable stove. That was pretty cool.
That was cool, yeah.
Other than that, kind of a long week, a week full of Mondays, if you will.
Yeah, that's what it felt like here as well.
How about you, Justin? You running any more fun customers?
I don't think so. It's just been little odd things. I found a Clean Comfort bypass humidifier that's only been in for like a year, maybe. And the feeder tube, I put it on Instagram. The feeder tube had a pinhole in it back behind the water panel. So if you took the water panel out, you see the feeder tube come up from behind it. There's a pinhole in it, and it's pouring water out on the floor.
What material is it on that one? That company?
I think it's just like
a nylon or?
No, it's more like a silicone, I think, right, Adam?
No.
I don't know. It's hard. It's like a plastic almost.
Yeah.
It's not very, it will kink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're talking about the water line?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's an actual feeder tube after the water solenoid valve that actually feeds the humidifier.
Yeah.
It's not like PEX or polyethylene. Like that.
No,
clear
I don't
rubber.
think it's that thick. I think it's thinner. Oh, maybe.
All I know is it's got a pinhole leak in it, so we got to get a new feeder tube for it. And then today, I found actually another Clean Comfort bypass so she's had a noise going on for like a few weeks now, and it was intermittent. They couldn't figure out what it was. Like, they thought it was the furnace. They were blaming it on the furnace and this and that, and they kept calling us saying there's a noise. We go out there and nothing. Everything's working like it's supposed to. And then I was able to actually catch it today. The water solenoid valve on the bottom of the humidifier was locked down, would not pass any water through it whatsoever.
Is that the one you were talking about the other day when the guy called you and you had no idea what the noise was?
No, totally different one. So that was another noise one today.
Okay.
And I get out there and turn the humidifier up and let it run. And after a couple minutes, you start hearing this faint humming noise, and it just gets louder and louder and louder. And I had the cover off the front of the bypass, no water trickling down the front of the water panel. And the solenoid just gets louder and louder and louder. It got so bad that it was like shaking the entire ductwork. Like you could hear it upstairs in the house. I'm like, well, you need a new water solenoid valve. So I just turned the humidifier off and got to go back with a solenoid. But that's about it. Nothing crazy. Just little piddly stupid stuff.
Zach, why does it look like the heavens are opening up in front of me right now on the screen on YouTube?
Yeah, you look bright on this screen too.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here?
Well,
what's the hue?
You need a light diffuser.
Well, technical services is here, guys. Hold the show for just a second. You are very bright on the initial screen, and the screen share makes you double bright. But just compared to everybody else, I mean, you are like an angel,
White,
if you will.
I'm going to turn my lights off at this juncture.
Go for it. See if it bounces out.
Turn your lights off. Maybe your cigar embers will light your face.
Not
questionable.
questionable.
Look at that. So political.
I know.
Adam's
All
messing
right.
up the groove. You just roll with this stuff and not worry about it, Adam. Come on, man.
Look at
Much
that.
better.
All right.
Does anyone want to buy some lights?
He just saves.
They're for sale.
We'll fix your lights, Adam. We'll fix them.
You can buy like 12 of them at Walmart for 87 cents, but they're going to pay you to ship them to them.
I'm still bright. I'm in the pitch black right now. What is going on right now?
No, it's not that
You're not
bad.
that bright. No, you're good.
No, you're not that bright.
Stop being a diva and go on with the show.
Yeah, it's
That's right, man.
like night vision, bud.
Yeah, and I'm too dark. He's all bright over there, and I'm super dark, like I'm sitting in a dungeon.
Joe is too Canada.
Yeah.
Too Canadian, if you will.
Let me see if I can turn this light
I
up.
wish I had a cigar, man. He's killing me.
No, those are bad for you, man. You don't want. You trade that in for a piece of celery.
Jeez.
Get you some healthy habits. Anyway, enough BS in here. Let's get back to this topic that we were supposed to be starting.
Yeah.
The reason why we're all here tonight to
Yeah.
discuss our opinions on dispatching software.
And you know what? There's so many opinions, and there's a few companies out there. So I guess we're gonna try to take some calls today sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. Later on in the show, we'll take some calls. But real quick, so Joe, do you guys use any sort of dispatching software? I know you're like a smaller company.
No.
No.
I'm in the dark for this. I've talked to guys that have run it. I've seen a few, but for me myself, no. It's all paper trail for me for side things, or with the guy I'm with now. It's
just ink pens and Post-it notes.
That's right, bud.
That's right. Now,
computer invoices.
Adam, Justin, do you guys use House Call Pro?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just recently went to it.
What did you guys use before that?
Field Edge.
Field Edge. I am familiar with neither of those.
Field Edge. I started using Field Edge like 2 years ago. It has a lot of features in it. It's just it's a little cumbersome, and some of I just have little problems with it. You know what I mean? Like, it does a lot. It's pretty cool, but not super happy overall. I mean, it's great. I can't badmouth it. It's not like a bad software. It was just like, it's too much. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know how you get like a computer and you're like, oh man, all this stuff's going on. Then you get like an iPhone or an iPad. It's so intuitive. You're like, this button here does this. Poop. This button here does that.
More user friendly, just kind of a simplistic version.
Yep.
You know, it's like I forget the name of it, but our company I guess I don't want to say they're thinking about it, but it's rumored that we're going to be switching our dispatching software. And so a lot of the programs that they're going to, they offer like a commercial side of their software and a residential side, but they're, it's still the same software. So it's sort of like what you're talking about. It's just overly complicated. It's just convoluted with all sorts of stuff, where you have all the residential stuff mixed in with all the commercial stuff. And of course you can set up the parameters and make it geared mostly towards commercial, but we just need something just strictly for commercial, just to make it a lot easier to use.
Right.
What was the cost comparison to House Call Pro?
Yeah, what's the average cost for all these things?
Compared to, well, there's other ones too. So let's go through them first, and then we could like maybe talk about the features, the pros and cons a little bit. What else has everyone used? I mean, before House Call Pro or before Field Edge, I tried out CoolFront.
I never heard of CoolFront.
CoolFront is owned by, what is the company? It's a big flat rate company. I don't remember the name of it now, but CoolFront, it's like one thing I like about CoolFront, it pretty much has every part for residential you would need. So you type in a part number, it's on there for flat rate, all built in. It's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So do all of these, or I guess the ones that you're familiar with, the dispatching software, do they all have a flat rate option in there to go in there and like set it up or use, or was it just that particular software?
CoolFront comes with it.
Does it?
But the only thing about CoolFront is I feel like it's for like a company with like one or two techs that it's just it doesn't seem like a very professional platform. Like the emails it sends out and everything, it just doesn't look, it's kind of like cartoony and stuff. It just doesn't look right,
Yeah.
That's my big thing with it. And you don't have a lot of control over what you're doing in CoolFront either. It's a little bit odd.
Yeah, another big one that a lot of guys talk about is what is it, Service Titan?
Service Titan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You use that one, Justin?
Yeah, I used it for a long time, and I will say it is very, very good software. I don't know this to be fact because obviously I've never paid for it, but the rumor is that it's pretty much the most expensive software out there. As far as cost to the company, but with my experience with it, it does everything. It's super user friendly. A lot of stuff integrates with it. Like, for example, I won't say the financing company, but the company that we used for financing, it was integrated into Service Titan. So if you were building an estimate, or maybe somebody needed to finance a repair as well, when you were doing the invoice, you had the option if they said, I really need to get this done, but I just don't have the money. There was a financing option, just one button up in the top right corner. You hit it. You put their basic information in real quick, and then boom, it would pop up like 3 different options for them as far as payment plans. And it's like, okay, well, I know you couldn't afford this, but do you think you could handle $60 a month or whatever it is?
Are you able to like run credit checks and everything right through that software?
Yes, right on the spot. Right on the spot.
I think that's one of the advantages of these dispatching programs. Some of them do what you're saying, Justin, because let's face it, a lot of guys deal with that problem of customers not paying.
Yeah.
So it has financial plans, it has structure of payments, it gives you a breakdown and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. I gotta admit, that's one good advantage of it.
Yeah, and Josh Moore makes a good point in the chat. He said Service Titan turned him down. That's another thing. I think Service Titan, I don't know this to be fact, but I'm pretty sure they want you to be so big. So if you call them and try to get Service Titan and you have 1 or 2 guys, a lot of times they turn you down. Like, I think it's like you got to have at least 5 or 6 techs. and they want you to have at least, I think it's like at least 2 office staff or something like that. You know, basically in a nutshell, they want to guarantee X amount of money, you know.
Oh, so they must get just a percentage then, I guess,
So,
off your whatever work.
well, I think it's per user. I'm pretty sure it's per user, like whatever, $200 or $300 a month per user or whatever it may be. But they're not gonna. I think maybe the mind frame is, and I don't know, but maybe it's, you know, if you got 2 guys, it's not worth it. You know, our software is worth more than $400 a month or whatever, you know. So
What is the average of a cost for this? A lot of the guys don't know about this stuff. They don't use it. They're still using paper or the good old Microsoft Excel invoices, like, you know, some of us do still. So what is the cost of some of these programs anyways?
It's all over the board. So back like 15 or so years ago, my dad started using, I believe it was one of the first ones out there, called WinTech. Okay.
garbage.
I thought it was supposed to be, like, I always heard that's the best of the best. And I did a demo on it, you know, a couple, like when I was purchasing Field Edge, and it looked like you were running like Windows 3.1 on the thing.
MS-DOS, but yeah, I know.
That particular software, you buy the license for a certain amount of time. It's like a certain year, a couple of years or whatever, and it's like a few grand for a couple of years or whatever it is. And then most of them, I think, range for like up to a certain tech. Like I'll tell you, like House Call Pro, I find it super affordable. Field Edge was like maybe $100 a month per user. And then if you wanted to load flat rate in, which I had, I was using Callahan Roche, and that was a couple $100 a month on top of it. Okay. At the time, they didn't have credit card integration built in. You had to use a third party, but you could bring it in, which was kind of wonky because it didn't work all the time.
Yeah.
Now they have their own credit card integration. But so I was paying like $400 a month. Okay. And you need a dedicated office user as well, too. You're paying for. All right. Now with House Call Pro, I have almost all the bells and whistles. And, I think it's like $220 a month for up to 5 or 6 users, which is, you know,
no.
And, you know, and the good thing with House Call Pro is it's not like, you know, like you said, $220 a month, and it's got, I mean, for a residential and light commercial company like what we are, I mean, it's got pretty much everything you would need. I mean, you know, you can do advertising campaigns with it, you know, link it with Facebook, your Facebook page. It sends the customer a text message when you're on the way. So there's not, you know, as long as you have a cell phone in the customer's info,
it will
you don't have to.
And
right.
email.
Sorry, Adam.
It will send an email as well too, which you could have it set up like if they call 2 weeks prior to this. As soon as you book the call and set it up on the calendar, it will send them an email right away as soon as you book it that said this date is booked with a team, blah, blah, blah. So-and-so is coming to your house. It sends them the email.
And what it also does, say somebody does call in and they schedule a maintenance and it's you schedule it for 3 weeks from now or whatever. Not only do they get an email right then saying, you know, hey, thanks for booking with us, blah, blah, blah. But the day before their appointment, it sends them another email or text message reminding them of their appointment the next day.
I know, I'm pretty sure a few of them do it. I know the one I know of, it's called Jobber. They have it in Canada too, obviously.
Yeah.
They're linked with, let's say, what was that, Google Calendar. And stuff like that. And so how would you guys book customers? How were customers book their appointments? Like, how does that work? Is it linked with Yelp or?
Here's the, they have a bunch of apps that you can get that are either free apps or paid apps on top of House Call Pro that integrate with it. So you could actually integrate with Google Calendars. Okay. It'll all show up on there. But so with the plan that I purchased, they have your entire schedule on there. What they do is I have online booking, which is super easy to set up. You can put links on Yelp, on Facebook, on your website, and then you have it set up connected to the your schedule, so it's not double booking and all that. That's awesome. Another thing is when it sends a text message, it picks a phone number that's local to your area, that's not you or your company or whatever, and it will send it from that. And if they reply to it, it sends a reply in the House Call Pro app. So you could actually send a text back and forth and not even from your mobile phone number.
Yeah, it's a general phone number, which is good.
So if you're dealing with somebody that likes to text and they get a text message, the app will alert you if they text you back. So you can basically sit there and have a conversation with them on the app, and they don't have your personal cell phone number.
We'll call it Dexter the Texter.
Yeah. So
that's pretty. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, go ahead, Bill. I'm
I
sorry.
was going to say, how good is that ad campaign you're talking about that's integrated in that software?
So it's been a long time. I mean, I'll let Adam. He's probably looked into it more, but it's been a few years since I used House Call, other than just recently us going to it. But back then, like you could, I believe, and Adam can correct me if I'm wrong, but you could set it up to where it would do like email campaigns for you. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to hit, X amount of your customers, or maybe you can even target customers that have 15 or 20-year-old equipment, and you want to say, hey, for this month, we're running, this special on furnaces, yada, yada, yada. Send them all.
Like maintenance specials, things like that.
There's actually a company that integrates with that. I can't remember what it's like, MailChimp or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but so House Call Pro has tags. You could tag everything. Okay.
MailChimp.
Yeah. When you put, you could add tags to different customers. You could put like new system, old system, wants like needs humidifier or whatever. You could put all kinds of tags in it. So then when if you want to pull the emails out that have old systems, you type in old system, and all the emails with people with old system pop out, and you could say, hey, we're running a furnace sale, blah, 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 which is awesome. So you're not sending it to everyone, annoying all the people that already bought systems from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm assuming a lot of these companies have like an exporting, kind of like you were just talking about. So the following year, it will automatically, maybe for maintenance or something, automatically text them or something kind of thing.
Yes and no, not really. It won't automatically text them, but you could set up, this is awesome. I really like this a lot. They keep track of service agreements, and you could set up as many different service agreements as you want. Okay. And you could set it up for reoccurring. Set up on different levels of reoccurring. So if you want somebody that wants a service agreement, they want to get their equipment maintenance completed, but it sounds like it's expensive, to do it all in one shot. You could be like, this is going to charge your credit card like $10 a month, and we'll come out twice a year, and we'll give you a discount on any repairs. You know what I mean? And you have it on there. You have a whole list of service agreements. You click schedule, and it's right on there. And that will send, once they're on a service agreement, it will send them an email reminding them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, just charge my thing.
Real quick, I had a couple questions. What are some of the things you look for? Like if you're looking for a new software, because I would imagine the majority of the dispatching software out there does a lot of the same things, saves customers, customer profiles, emails, all that sort of thing. So if you're shopping for new dispatching software, what are some things like you're specifically looking for that you want it to do?
I mean, I was looking for something to make my life easier and less chaotic, and just keep track of everything all in one shot. And another thing, so a good 30% of the time when I was running credit cards through FieldEdge, it wouldn't go through. So I would have to keep my Square account active, and I would have to go into Square, process the credit card, move back over, and it was like
that percentage.
Right. So they have a built-in credit card processing thing. As soon as you click pay, it sends the invoice to the customer. And then also another really cool thing that it does is it integrates with your Google My Business account and your Yelp. And there's other ones you could do, I believe, too. But it will send them a text message and say, if you don't mind, can you please review our company? And when they click on it, automatically goes to their personal Google page, and they could put a 5-star, 4-star, whatever, and do it. It's super simple for them.
Man,
you don't have to remind your service techs to be like, hey, can you go on our website and give us a review? It does it automatically.
Yeah.
Let's face it, half the people don't do it.
No, because I mean, who wants to? I mean, even though it only takes like 2 seconds, nobody wants to go on open up their browser, blah blah blah, www. whatever. But if you can just click that one button, it takes you right to a Google review. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I like about it is the simplicity of it. It's very user friendly, but yet it packs a bunch of features that are useful, that a heat and air company are going to use, like the text messaging when you're on the way, like the automatic review email being sent once the invoice is done, credit card processing, yada, yada, yada. A lot of guys, they have, like Adam was saying, you got this for dispatching, but the credit card processing doesn't always work. So then you got to switch to Square. And then we were using a different app to send reviews as well. We were using Review Buzz to send them a request to do a review. So I had 3 different freaking apps I had to keep on my phone at all times, that you're using on every call. With this, boom, it's all in one thing.
Yeah.
So it makes it simple, and it works well.
So there's another cool company that I started using that it's an app that works with House Call Pro. It's called Broadly, and it's a review app. It's a paid review app. I think it's worth it. This will link to your Yelp account and everything. And then there's an app on your phone that you can get. And if somebody goes in, they actually set it up for you on your website. You know how you go to websites and there's a live chat feature on a website? Well, if somebody's sitting at the desk at the computer at your office, they could talk to the person back and forth, set something up, whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
If nobody's at your office, it will start sending messages to the people that have the app in the field on your phone, and you could talk to the people before they schedule. Okay. And now the number that's texting them and that they're texting is your company office number. That's how it's working. And if they call you, it goes through the office number and you can call them from the office number. So at that point, nobody ever has your phone number. That's awesome in my book.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not calling you on a weekend and this and that.
Well, and especially if you work for like a larger company and you have one main number for your business, and then all the guys that work for you, they have their own separate phones. Like in my company, sometimes we have to call like a facility guy before we get to a certain location, and I refuse to do that because then that guy has my cell phone number now. So it'd be nice to have something that could just go through a dispatching software. They have the guy's on his way or something like that. Like email, a text message, anything like that. But I don't want random people to have my number.
No kidding. These companies, they don't have anything integrated with like parts for companies, like part list or anything like that.
That would be awesome.
That would be, because dude, if they had that out, like every company that's starting off, I would dive right into it. It would do everything. It could go from your bookkeeping program to a lot of them are linked with QuickBooks.
Yeah, QuickBooks.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have your bookkeeper, you have your parts list, you have your schedules. It does everything for you.
When I was with Mr. Appliance many years ago, they had I forget the name of the software. I think it might have been some sort of software that they created, but they had an inventory system mixed in with it. It wasn't real good, but one of the things I liked about it was you got a little scan gun, you just keep with you. I think now they've integrated it right in your phone. You just use your QR scanner, but back then they just had an actual handheld one. So you use a part, you scan it, it boops, goes in the system, it automatically charges the customer for it on the electronic invoice. At the same time, it orders you another one to go to your house. I was like, well, that's perfect. I don't have to order another one. It's already on the invoice. I don't have to worry about the pricing. I mean, that was a pretty cool feature. I'm surprised not a lot of other companies are doing that nowadays.
Yeah. We had something similar to that. One of the companies I used to work for, we used SuccessWare, another dispatching software. And I liked it pretty well. It had good things to it. Like when you did your invoice, you had a note section, so for the notes of what you did on that service call that day. And then up under it was another section called recommended. So you could list out all the things that you recommended to the customer. And, you could put notes in there and say, customer declined or whatever. And it was a good way of keeping track of what had been recommended in the past, yada, yada, yada. But another good thing about that software was we, every time you used a part, because we had all our stuff loaded up in there, if I used a dual cap, it automatically let my service manager know what I used. And then we would just keep a rolling list or whatever, reorder from Ferguson or whatever. And the next time I was at the office, I'd just get in my locker, and all my parts that I'd used the week prior were sitting in my locker ready for me to throw in my van and keep going.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, Chris from HVACR Videos over there said his system uses inventory, or it has inventory tracking capabilities.
that's awesome.
Intuit Field Service Management. You guys ever hear that or use it?
I mean, I'm familiar with Intuit.
Intuit overall, I use it for payroll. It's a pretty nice. I mean, it seems like I think it's QuickBooks, right? Same thing. Is Intuit owns QuickBooks or QuickBooks owns?
But doesn't Intuit own like TurboTax and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you pay attention to chat. I am not looking. A little birdie told me in my ear. Super chats, you guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Corey, Chris, Kanga. Awesome.
Maybe some of the guys want to. We have the capabilities of taking phone calls again.
We saved up all our super chat money and we bought a burner phone.
Straight talk, man. Straight talk.
Straight talk.
It'll be
Straight talk.
cool to have a couple people call in and tell us what they think about what they're using software.
Yeah.
What they like, don't like.
So that House Call Pro, it doesn't have payroll integrated into it yet?
No, but it does time tracking.
Yeah, you can do time tracking with it.
Well, that seems silly. Like, they have one part of the process, like, we'll track your time, but we're not going to.
But all right, so you want to hear something silly about Intuit? They had an app for hours and time tracking. Justin started off using that, and then the one day he called me, he's like, I can't put my hours in anymore. I'm like, what? He's like, it says that this company's not here anymore, and that they switched over to T-Sheets, which now the other company was not affiliated. It was a third-party company, and T-Sheets is owned by Intuit. But you have to go to the other website. You have to go to the other website, and it doesn't cross the hours over, which is crazy to me. I think everything that could integrate together and streamline. I mean, it just every step you could take out of your day makes it so much easier, right?
Yeah. So with that House Call Pro, are you able to, I guess, attach things to customer profiles? Like if you want to attach some pictures of like a certain job, I assume you can attach all the notes for an invoice, but you can attach pictures to it?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you can attach pictures on a service call. Say you find cracked heat exchanger, whatever. Maybe amperage readings, taking a picture of your clamp meter while you're taking an amp draw on the blower motor or whatever. You can attach all that stuff to that, which is good for the customer, but it's also good for the company in case you ever had somebody come back on you and say, oh, well, you didn't tell me about that. You can say, no, BS, here's the picture that I sent to you showing you.
Just in case you got to prove your point in court.
Yeah. That's huge, Justin. That point right there, I'm pretty sure you guys are on my side for this because you just mentioned it. Taking notes of what you do that day, and that's an awesome feature that it has. You could have a record of what you did.
Yeah, see, our software was designed in about 1984, and it's decent. It's like 8-bit, like a Super Nintendo, and it's decent. But one of the things I really don't like is you can't really save pictures in there. Like if you have a certain customer, you can't attach pictures to their profile or anything like that. You can attach notes and a few other things, but nothing cool like pictures. So we got to save all of our pictures from each job in like a separate server, and we have to categorize them, and it's obviously just an extra pain, an extra step you have to take.
So HVACR Tech is asking about GPS integration.
Yep.
You could set it to have a GPS integration. It sets up, so instead of having GPS in your trucks, it works to the tech's phone. So, and it doesn't track the techs 24 hours a day. So when you're not working, it doesn't show anything up. But when you're running and you're on the clock, it will show on a map where each tech is. Another cool thing, which is freaking awesome, which Field Edge did not have, is it's integrated with Google Maps. Okay, so when you're typing in an address, like for a new customer, it will search the addresses. It will then populate the rest of the address, so you don't have to finish typing it. You click on it, and then all of a sudden the house or business or whatever it is pops up a picture of it on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Like a street view picture of it.
And it shows up on the technician's app, so you know what the house looks like at night or whatever. You're driving up to it, looking for the address. You see what the house looks like, and then also, which is kind of cool, not that it matters, but it shows you the Zillow Zestimate of what the property is worth right next to the picture.
Yeah, of course.
That's pretty cool.
Hey guys, hate to cut off, but it looks like we got a phone call.
Nice.
Ringy dingy.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up, Scott?
What's up?
Yeah,
I forgot.
we use
For some
House
reason, I was
Pro,
expecting to see a picture of it
only
too.
software I've ever used, but it's awesome. I mean, we had to build our database, but we know our different tier pricing. All I have to do is, like, if I'm going to put a contactor in, I just put in CON, and all the contactors pop up. So all the prices are there. I can adjust them if I need to, depending on who the customer is.
And what's the
Travel time
software?
is automatically. What's that?
What is the software?
House Call Pro.
Oh,
You guys were
sweet.
talking about.
Sweet.
right.
Yeah, dude, I love that software. It's so easy to use.
Yeah.
Uploading the pictures to it is simple. You can either take a picture and capture it directly onto the invoice, or you can just load it from your camera and
Right.
email all the pictures if you attach them to the invoice. The customer can pay the invoice via the email. So, I do a lot of light commercials, so I don't usually see the customer. At least the
Right.
person paying for
Now,
it.
with that House Call Pro, Scott, does it also? I know with the GPS and everything, and it sends the email before you actually get out there. Does it like send a picture of the technician that's going to be
Yes.
arriving?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Well,
And that-
you have to upload your picture.
Yeah.
But one time, only once in the
So-
program, and then it will send it.
Yeah, just the one time.
Right. Another cool thing, which I know a lot of the other ones do this too, but when you get to your upcoming call, if you just click on the address, whatever your default GPS you saw, whatever app in your phone, it will populate that address in your GPS app and say you're on your way to the call.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to sit there and copy and paste it or type it in or whatever. But
Yeah. HVACR
I like the
text asking
database
if it
of the
gives statistics. Yeah.
customers.
Yeah, it does.
yep.
Hmm.
And I think
Because
for
what
you,
will happen, like my boss was out of town last week, and I would get, an email or a call and say, "Oh, this is John Smith." Well, I don't know where John Smith lives. I just have to go in there, look up John Smith, and hit the button navigate. It takes me right to his house. I
Right.
can write an estimate, an invoice, everything from the app,
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
as long as you know what tier customer they are.
they do have an option where you could do an estimate, and there's an additional option for a proposal, which is the 3 good, better, best option for an estimate, which is kind of cool as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
honestly,
guys used the ad
he got me
segment
on that
yet?
price list. That's awesome. And you could choose. You have like different levels. I think that's awesome for a technician to see that and work with it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, Scott, thanks for
Have
calling,
you guys
dude.
used the ad segment yet, Adam?
What's that?
Like,
Have you used the ad segment yet to a job?
No, I have not. What does that do?
That's where you're
Basically,
correct
okay.
me if I'm wrong, Scott, but that's where you're like, if you're going to have to go back to a job, say you got to order parts and you're going back next week, it's where you're adding on your return trip, right?
Hmm.
Right. So therefore, the invoice will say, okay, on the first day I was here for 2 hours, and say that was just the diagnostics for whatever the reason might be. And you have to order parts, or if another technician joins you on a job to help out and he's only there for 2 hours, you can add a segment and it'll bill just his 2 hours onto your invoice. The only thing I would say is the downside is unless the call is dispatched to you, you can't see it. At least
Yeah.
on our software.
Yeah.
Yep.
gotcha.
I did. That was one thing you
So
could.
I can't see the jobs
you
my
could-
boss are on or the other tech.
You could give them tips on what you would change if you could. That was the first thing I told them.
Hey, that's a good point. Like our software has a similar feature where as long as only if the call is dispatched to you, you can see it. But it also has another. I don't know if it's the same program, but it seems to be the same program. But it's like a ESC manager where you can see all the jobs dispatched to everybody. So like each technician, their app is just ESC, and then like my app is ESC Manager, and I can see everything that everybody's doing.
Right.
So it's a pretty neat feature.
I mean, if you're the admin, I have the admin account, so I could see everyone, but Justin can't, which I think it would be beneficial because he's on something. He's like, oh, Adam needs to come back out and check this out or whatever. He could schedule me for it, look at the schedule and schedule it up, but it's not a feature as of yet, unfortunately. I wish it was. At least the option to do it.
I can dispatch calls to my boss, but he can't. He can see all of them, but I can dispatch to him and vice versa.
Right. I think that's what we were trying to figure out in the beginning, was because we wanted it to be where the schedule was, I could see everybody's schedule. I could see Adam's schedule. I could see his dad's schedule. I could see my schedule. That way, if we had to come back and say I was booked up and I knew I was booked up for the next couple of days, I could say, well, let me look at Adam's schedule. Maybe Adam has an opening tomorrow and we could see if he could come out here. But I can't do that. All I can see is my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's asking which level I'm paying for. I think I'm paying for the middle option, but I added a couple different features. So it's either 200 or 220 a month.
Yeah,
which is not bad.
I think we pay $250 on ours.
Right.
But like I said, that app does
It's
everything.
not much. It's not much. Anyways, guys, we got to take another caller. Thanks, Scott, for calling, buddy.
But thanks a lot for taking the call, man.
Thanks,
Hey,
Scott.
see you, Scott.
All right, later.
Hey, real quick before we segue to another caller here. Now, if I was like a small company, 2-3 guys, do you think would it be wise to invest in like, dispatching software?
I think so.
I think
so.
I mean, that you could do it. What is their smallest plan? Is like $99 a month or something like that.
Something like that.
It's fairly cheap. Here's where I think it's beneficial, even if you're a one-man show. Okay, it links with QuickBooks, so that takes care of that. And obviously, if you're small time, you don't want people to think that you're new or you don't know what you're doing or you're a super small company.
Professional.
It has
a truck.
Yes, it has the professional side of it. So they're getting the text message that you're on the way with a picture of you. It has the email and emailing their invoice. You're able to take credit cards. You're able to take all that stuff. Campaigning, advertising on Facebook. So it can kind of give the persona that you're a big established company and you may just be one guy in a truck.
It really adds value to your package.
Yeah.
I think that's the only downfall is the big companies, if they're with a program or dispatch company, switching over or getting one later.
The thing.
Yeah.
If you already have a dispatching software, this is what I'm doing right now with Field Edge. That integrates with QuickBooks. Okay. So they can go into your QuickBooks account and they have a team that exports all of your history, all of your customer files and everything and brings it into HVACR Pro. So you don't have to do that manually, and you don't have to start off with no history in your account. You know what I mean? So I think that's awesome.
I assume, is this software all cloud-based, or do you have to have a separate server located like your home office, like a hub?
It's cloud-based.
Is it?
It's cloud.
Yeah, see, our ESC software isn't even cloud-based. We still got the old-timey server set up at our home office.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, like, when I first started, before I started a dispatching software,
No, he's live on the show.
Yeah, he's live.
He's live.
Anyway,
I think they're playing our train. I don't know.
The reason why I think it was so beneficial to me is because I was the guy who was like, somebody would call me when I'm driving, okay? Hey, I need you to come out and check this out. Can you make it out on Tuesday? Yeah, no problem. I'll write it down on like a Burger King napkin or whatever, And then you lose it, and you're like, oh, crap. What was I supposed to do? Or the person calls you that day, where are you at? And you're like, oh. The nice thing is you have a place to do it. You could do it on the mobile app. You could add a call right away. It's easy to do. It's like something that keeps track of everything. So even if it's not HVACR Pro, if it's not Field Edge, it's just very beneficial, even to small companies, to have everything in one place where you can look on your phone,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Chris is on the phone, guys.
Cool.
Chris, are you there?
Chris Stefanovich.
Hey, how you
Is
guys
he
doing?
here?
Yeah.
Yep, it's me. How's it going?
What's going on, man?
Yeah. So with any software, to kind of step back a little bit, when I got onto the phone, you guys were still kind of talking about what were the benefits, like when I started reading through. And as a small business, when I first went to an invoicing software, we basically had 3 employees, and just like Justin was saying, we went to it because we didn't want to be the only person that was paperless. In our region out here, we needed to go paperless. What we quickly learned, though, with our dispatching software, and in all honesty, I don't use the dispatching portion of my software. I just use it for an invoicing thing. But I have the ability to use dispatching. But being able to track equipment was the biggest thing for us. The downside is now I have 10 years of equipment tracking built into this software that I've been using for 10 years, and I can't get it out.
Hey, not to cut you off, Chris, but does that equipment tracking, does it also like keep it a log of, I don't know, like the amount of money that they put in to certain machines?
Yeah, because everything is built into a XLS format. So basically I can pull it all over to an Excel spreadsheet.
That's pretty cool. So you can bring up right there and be like, you know what, you've already put $5,000 into this rooftop unit over the last 2 years. How about we talk about possibly replacing it?
Yes.
Right.
And what it actually does is my software is, it's different, not trying to just push the Intuit Field Service Management because it's been an older software, but that's the software that I use. But okay, so all the other softwares, they can sync with QuickBooks. Being that the one that I use is owned by QuickBooks, it's integrated into QuickBooks. So there's no transition. I don't have to push a button. It automatically syncs every single
I think
week.
House Call Pro does the same thing. It's integrated with QuickBooks as well. No.
It's just there's a difference in the way that it integrates. And I'm not saying not saying mine's better. But there's a difference. There's something about, I don't know. But anyways, I think it's totally worth it for anybody, even if you're a small company, but whatever software you go to. But the only piece of advice I give to anybody is make sure, and this is something that we learned in the beginning, make sure that your software will work if the internet doesn't work.
Oh, good point.
Mine, in the beginning, 10 years ago, we still had crappy cell phone service everywhere. And we would go to a location and we couldn't write up an invoice. And we were SOL. We still had paper invoices. Now, on my software, they've made it work so there's so much of the program on my on my phone now that I can actually still write an invoice. Now, I may not be able to see history for the last 2 years, but I can at least write an invoice. I can still go to the job site, still use the GPS. So I think that's something really important, is to make sure that it has, and also if something happens on their end, what is your backup plan? How do you access your information? You know, obviously being able to download or integrate QuickBooks is really, really important, because then you have a backup on your computers too.
Right. I'm wondering, I know Field Edge, that was one nice thing about Field Edge is you could turn it into standalone mode and you could use it the way you're saying, Chris, without the internet. I'm not sure if you could do that with House Call Pro. One other plus of Field Edge that it did have too is you could keep a log of equipment. You could have a picture in there with a model and serial number and any description.
Yeah.
They don't have that in House Call Pro. I wish they would have it.
That was just what I was fixing to say too. One of the things that I feel is kind of lacking on it is, and maybe there's other softwares that do this, but when I used Successware at another company, when we did a new install, the model and serial number was put in under the customer, you know, what brand, model, serial number, install date, and warranty end date. So whenever you went to a customer and, you know, they had a problem, whatever, they got a blower motor out, whatever the case may be, and you don't have to ask that question of when was this put in? Does it still have parts warranty? Does it not have parts warranty? Instead of having to check those things, when we did an install, we automatically put it in the system. So I could pull the customer up and go, you got labor warranty until this date, you have parts warranty until this date. So yes, you're covered, or no, you're not covered.
One thing I'm going to question you on this, Justin, because I'm not familiar with it. Can you see, because I haven't had the experience on it, can you check history on House Call Pro?
Yeah.
Look at previous service calls? You can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I was. But one cool thing about mine, and I will say too, my software is old. Did you say you're using ESC?
Yes.
Or that's what you're using, Bill?
ESC. Yeah, not ESC2. Sorry.
He meant also.
Oh, yes. ESC. Well, actually, I heard there was
So you are using
ESC2,
ESC?
so it's kind of funny, but yeah, we're using ESC also.
Okay, so ESC, that's not what I'm using, but ESC used to be called Desto, and I believe it shortened. My software was created to kind of replace that. And it was supposed to be a better software than ESC because that was one of the ones that I was looking at. But even mine has flaws. I mean, every one of them has the flaws, and there's things you have to learn to deal with. It's just
Does yours
such
crash a lot,
painstaking
Chris?
event for me to switch away from mine. What's that?
Does yours crash a lot? Like our ESC crashes, like, I don't know, like once every 2 weeks, it just whole system goes down.
No. I don't have crashes. In the very beginning, we had like 1 or 2 instances where it wouldn't open, but no, no. I wouldn't go for that. That wouldn't work.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it'll be like
I'm
middle of the
like
day, and you're trying to put notes in, won't save, and you got to call the office, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we found out," and they got to go actually physically to our main hub, in the office and reset the server. It's just an outdated service.
We don't have those problems at all. No.
So, do we have a giveaway this week?
Let's do it. Let's wake these guys up because this is not the greatest topic this week. But you know what? It's a good topic, but it's not the greatest for everybody. But let's wake these guys up. Let's do a giveaway, man.
Man, this topic is amazing for me. High five, right, Chris?
All right, gents, I'm gonna let you guys go. So
Thanks, Chris, for
all right,
calling.
thanks, Chris.
Hey, we'll see you, Chris. It's Chris Tavanovich from HVACR Videos.
I gotta say that to sum everything up, I've been so excited about House Cup Pro. It's making my life a lot easier, and Field Edge made my life a lot easier, and then getting House Cup Pro, I'm just like, boom, it's all I need,
That's one of the things I was always curious about with like a business owner yourself. If that dispatching software really takes a lot of workload off your shoulders. Sounds like it does. I mean, with invoicing and the payroll and the GPS and the emailing, customer follow-up, stuff like that. It sounds like it just makes your life a ton easier.
And when you're a new entrepreneur coming into the business, that takes some stuff off your shoulders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
All
do
right, so
we have anything to give away this week, Zacharias?
yeah.
Yes, we do.
What do we got here?
A prize.
A prize.
Tech.
We're going to give somebody a prize.
Sweet.
A
Mystery box.
$50 gift card.
True.
We should do that sometimes. Send out mystery boxes.
Wait, I have this Fluke multimeter that we can give away. Hold on, let me get this sucker on the screen for you guys. This is a Fluke multimeter. It's the hold on a second. This is a Fluke multimeter. This is part of the new Fluke Light line. If you don't want to spend,
Looks like a great value brand meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what the hell did you just say to me?
That's the 902 FC.
It's a 90210.
And the FC stands for.
What's the name on that, Zach?
It's
What's the name on that?
I think that is either they misspelled the word Kuwait, or it's Kaiweets.
Oh,
And-
that's a sister company of Fluke, right?
Yeah, this is the Kaiweets FC, which means fucking cheap.
It's like the bastard cousin to Fluke.
Yeah.
Don't want to spend $300 on a Fluke?
But
Pick it up for $8.
You can get 35 of these.
Gumball machine special.
in all seriousness, isn't Amprobe the cheap Fluke?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Man, I just busted out my old amp probe the other day. I was doing some testing on some flame rods. So one of my guys
I've got an amp probe psychrometer, the red, like the big red one or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never knew
That
they
thing's
made
a
those.
tank, man. I've had that thing for years. And it still works like
I've
a
had my
champ.
amp probe for a long time, bouncing around in my van. I gotta say, it's not too bad.
I just
Thick plastics.
I just broke my Fluke psychrometer. I was so sad because it was expensive. I dropped it and it cracked.
Wow.
Wow.
Are these guys chatting, Zach?
That's
for
messed up.
for the
Chat it up.
Chat it up.
Chat it up, guys.
I
You
gotta
guys
open it
BS.
up.
We BS.
I gotta open this thing up anyway and let it run for a couple minutes so we can keep on let's just have a
Shannon.
great discussion.
Shannon said he wants to win a signed picture of a boiler. He must be talking to you boiler guys because he's not talking to me.
We can print that out.
We could do that, Shannon. No
Sign
problem.
it up, send it to him. You can frame it.
I'll
It might
write Bergman on it for Shannon. He'll like that.
worth more money if you sign it, Bill. It's like Michael Jordan signing the Lakers ball.
Yeah.
A Bill signing a boiler pitcher is like Michael Jordan signing a
Golf
tennis
ball.
pitcher or something.
Yeah.
I'll sign one of my work boots and send it to him.
You know, I want to mention something real quick, and we don't normally do this, but I watch a couple of these guys in the chat, Corey DeSormo and Shannon Knight. Both those guys are putting out pretty good videos right now. If you guys aren't watching them, go over there and check them out.
If
I
you're
watch
watching
both of them,
watch them.
and they got some good content.
And they're always around. They're
Another one
supporters.
that I haven't seen on YouTube, but Clint Glass, I don't know how it's pronounced, Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, Clint
Glasgow.
He posts a lot. I follow him on Instagram, and he works on some cool stuff. I don't know if he installs it, his company installs it, but man,
He does, doesn't he? Like always big, interesting projects like VFD or VRF
but
stuff.
and then he like shows other pictures, and it's like a house. It's a
It's a big ass house.
yeah, yep.
So
It's like a Joe house.
Yeah, for real, right?
yeah, like Canadian houses are big, man.
They're not all
Congratulations.
big. It's just the ones I work on are just
'cause
mammoths.
I mean, what's the population in Canada, Joe?
like 2.
Yeah, there's
No.
not very many people there. Like what, like 100,000?
No, get out of here.
Oh, this is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna Google this, man. What do you think?
You
it
know
is?
what? I bet you. I know one thing. I bet you Toronto has more population than, or you know what? Let's say a province. No, let's say Toronto's bigger than Chicago.
No, it's not.
The hell it is. That's no way.
No,
No
You're
way.
wrong. We already had this argument.
Okay.
did we?
Wait.
No, that was for murders.
I want to make a challenge for Joe for this.
Uh-oh.
If Toronto beats Chicago, you get to get Adam to do something. But if it's the opposite and you lose, you have to start the next 4 shows
Oh my god, that's torture.
And end the shows too, both.
and end the shows too. Yeah.
That,
And you got to
that's
do a
pushing
good
it.
job.
What do you say? I
None of
agree.
it- None of
That's
this
pushing it,
half-assed
no.
sort of stuff.
All right, 2 shows, ending and starting.
Yes.
Come on, you're right, aren't you, smart guy?
You can't just come out with you laughing, and be like, "Hey, guys,
Hey, how
What
about
do you want me to do?
Hey, wait.
How
here
about
you go, here you go.
we make him tell a corny dad joke
Oh yeah.
at the very end of every show?
No, God, no.
That would be great. Joe do a good job of starting the show. So, what'd y'all do this week?
oh yeah, and that's another stipulation. We're gonna put Joe full screen for the intro.
Oh, don't ever. Oh,
Oh yeah,
All
do
right.
it.
All right, here you go, Joe. Toronto is 2.93 million people. I don't think
Chicago's
that's going
gotta
to
be
cut
it.
it. I don't think
Yeah.
that's going to cut it, Joe. Chicago is 2.716. Joe won. Oh, wow.
What's my you know,
sorry.
what do I have to do now? You're doing your happy.
I don't know. I'm gonna let the chat decide what they.
Oh, don't let them decide. They're a bunch of pervs out there, man.
That's actually really interesting. The chat can tell Adam what he has to do within reason. Okay.
Yeah, within reason.
It'll take
Yeah.
like 10 seconds for this to filter through. Oh my gosh.
We can't say preach about Goodman or Amanda because he already does that. That's
Everybody's waiting. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, guys? Let's see. I'm curious.
No, curious is curious.
Curious. That's right. Joe is
I'm so
dancing.
curious it hurts sometimes.
wow.
I just like lay awake at night just thinking about questions.
He
I
has
feel
to
like
dance.
Toronto's it's false population though because
Here you go.
all the rich Chinese people can't. It's illegal. They're not allowed to invest in real estate in China, so they're going to Canada and they're buying
Well,
real estate in Canada.
Now, if you look at the population of Chicago last week, it's probably about 200,000 off because all those people got shot over the weekend.
Oh my God.
So they got to do the population like every week because it changes.
Every week.
Right?
Population change, guys. Announcement.
Like, oh, 1,200 people just got shot today, and it's a Tuesday.
Send out those. I can't remember the
If they're
papers
not
they're
getting
called.
shot, they're getting chased by coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got chased by Cody?
Oh, dude, look it up sometime. You would never think coyotes would be like running amongst in the freaking city.
Wow.
It's a thing here, dude.
They got some
Wow.
coyotes too.
That's nuts.
Could you imagine seeing a pack of coyotes just like run through the city right in front of people and don't even care?
Man,
That's
Joe,
crazy.
this close-up picture of you kind of need to trim that thing up, man, bud.
Yeah.
I just gotta maintain it, dude. I gotta see what I gotta do with it, you know.
Face of victory
Trying to
right
get
there.
along.
Face of victory right there,
What
guys.
am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What's my punishment?
We have lots of different suggestions going from strip, no thanks,
Shave
to
your eyebrows.
do a hangout. That was EPA. All he ever wants is hangouts.
Yeah.
And shave your beard, which is in its infancy. So what sacrifice is that? A couple
I'll shave.
weeks.
Yeah.
He'll shave.
I can't get behind that last
You
one.
know what? I have a good one.
When you had your chance all the time, it's like ask the chat now. You come back. No, it's my turn.
It's fair and good. It could be live or it could be in a picture. He has to do, because I know you guys love manscaping. He has to design something on his manscape on his chest.
Come on.
Like
Yeah,
a,
hey.
like a maple leaf or something.
That's the worst idea.
Hey,
I don't think it's a bad idea.
I don't
It
think so
depends
either.
on how much hair you got going on there. If you're like a bushy bear, it's going to be something. But if you're already kind of barren, like a small teenage girl.
The last time when Train sent me to Mexico on a vacation, I didn't shave. I just like went full out freaking Italian European style to the beach. And this Mexican dude walked up to me. He's like, "Hey man, why are you on the beach wearing your jacket?"
Oh, he had a point. That's for sure.
Man, what's wrong with you?
Hey, man.
Hey, man, I'm liking what this Weaver Maintenance is saying. What he's saying should be the punishment.
Go for it.
Give Justin more vacation days.
Oh,
Right?
That's not a real person. That's probably your wife, isn't it, Justin?
using the Weaver maintenance.
Yeah. I've never seen that guy before.
I have. He's in here all the time.
He is.
Fake
Well.
news. I don't think that's even a real person.
There's some
Yeah, I
there's
don't
some
know.
If you
questions
click on
going
that,
on.
it's just like
I
a
know
bunch of
you're
videos
real,
of cats.
I know you're real, and I agree with you.
All right, Adam, take off your shirt so we can see if you have chest hair or not.
You got any music?
The
for
ladies,
this?
I wish I did. Hold on a second. I can do a clapping or I can do a farting noise.
Yeah, you gotta do it before and after, dude. Remember that picture you were in your punk gear singing your band? Now you gotta do the after.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wish I had that handy. Yeah, keep drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ladies
The
are
before-
asking for it. The ladies
Go-
asked you to do it.
There's a picture of me on the internet that is stuck permanently on Google because it was on MySpace,
Let me get
and
that shit
since
right.
MySpace closed, you cannot delete pictures. So if you look me up, you're gonna see a picture of me with no shirt
Don't worry about it. I'll get it for you.
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to end the show, guys.
Look like an
Adam
early
before and
90s
after.
heroin addict.
Trying to have people never see that picture, and Zach's like, "Yeah, let's put that on YouTube."
Promote it. Google it.
That's
a
why
good
I don't
segue
ever
out.
put pictures on the interwebs.
Yeah.
This will be.
All right, have we gave away this gift card yet?
Then we can
No,
go ahead and
let's
give
get
it away
to it
while
before-
we're waiting if you want.
Everybody's going to drop out on us.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it away and end the show with the Adam's picture.
All right, here we go. I'm going to give it away. Then I'm going to find this great picture. 18 users for a $50 gift card, and the winner is...
18. That's it. That's pathetic. That's rookie numbers. No
Well,
offense, rookie.
HVAC rookie numbers, but it's Jessica.
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Hey, yeah, she's a regular in here.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Don't spend it all in one place. That's all I got to say.
Good.
Or wait.
Awesome, Jessica.
Actually, I think you can
spend
only
it all
spend it
in
in one
one
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Like, that's part of the rules. Like, you absolutely have to. Like, if you go to McDonald's and try to spend it, you get arrested.
Oh, come on.
There you
You
go.
find that
Adam.
picture?
There's that picture.
That's what happens when you do that chronic.
God, somebody feed that guy.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
You gotta do an after, dude. You gotta do an after photo, man. That would be hilarious.
Hold on, let me see if I can do after he got fed. This is after Adam got fed. All right, here we go.
Look like maybe like a roadie for Blink 182.
Yeah.
Naked picture of me after.
Here's your after picture. I tried to expand the same picture out. so we could see it.
Corey said he thought he was the guy from Blink 182.
He does look like the guy from Blink 182. I was sitting there going, all the small things.
Yeah, bass player. I forget his name. Not Travis. The other guy.
I remember his name.
Everybody knows Travis, and they don't know the other guy's name.
Yeah, nobody knows the other guy. He probably hates his life.
What's his name again? Just kidding.
All right, man. Let's get out of here, guys. It's been a long show.
You take it off the screen, for God's sakes.
I take it off the screen.
Is he still on the screen?
It takes like 10 seconds to go off the screen after I do it.
Oh,
I still see him.
He's still looking at us. He's
Still
creeping
guy.
me out, bro.
I don't have it on, but I could just feel that energy.
Hey, Jessica, you got to email HVACOvertime@gmail.com to claim your gift card.
Yes.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any questions? We got the question from somebody. I forget his name. Was it? I forget. Well, who emailed? Guys
Randy?
emailed. Yeah, Randy. Email questions, guys. We're seeing them. We're looking at them. If you guys have any questions or topics of discussion,
Yeah,
let us know.
Put that email up in the chat here. And if you guys want to email us, tell us we're stupid, tell us we're smart, give us topic ideas,
Yeah.
share some pictures, some jobs, whatever you got. Even if you want to talk thermostats, we don't care.
That would be cool. Zach was doing that for a while. He's done it a couple times. We could steal his idea because we're kind of on his show, and the whole it doesn't matter thing comes into play, you know. But you know, Zach didn't you do a couple shows where you're posting people's job pictures on the show?
Yeah. I asked him on Facebook, and we made like a collage or whatever.
Why don't we do that? You guys, if you got a job you're proud of, show off a little bit, you know? Show off. We'll put your name at the bottom of the picture. And we'll show your work. You could showcase yourself.
You could say, I did this.
Yes, we'll make that video.
Zach will.
All right.
Like, we're going to put your name at the bottom of the picture. Are we?
Are we now?
Somebody is.
I can
Can
see
we
us
say-
all. Hey,
can
me
we
and Adam are going to be
say-
sitting at a table gluing stuff together, putting the pictures together.
Oh my god.
Pass the pace, Adam.
Zach, you're
What?
so good with the windows, though.
I'll hook it up if they send
All right,
pictures. I'll be
guys.
happy.
Before we all get carried away and start laughing and giggling and stuff, I think we need to end this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we
do it.
discuss next week? You guys remember?
I think what was it?
Premeditated what?
Premeditated.
Meditation.
Preventative
murder.
maintenance.
Yeah, preventative
There you go.
maintenance, Joe.
I hate that word.
I know what Joe was thinking about.
He could,
And it's where's the guy asking about the April Air 84 at 44?
Yeah, where is he?
I don't know.
I'm just
oh, yeah.
That's Andy. Philip is asking us what we're using for flat rate books. Real quick, before we leave.
Okay.
Callahan Roche.
The new flat rate.
Very nice. All right, guys.
All right.
That does it for tonight. Thank you for everybody watching, chatting. Thanks to Scott and Chris Stefanovich for coming in and talking to us live. Next week, we'll probably take a couple other phone calls as well. But like I said, we're going to be discussing preventative maintenance. So bring some notes, bring your A games, all that fun stuff.
I think Jessica should call in. Sorry to cut you off, Bill.
Well, Rookie says Bill's the buzzkill tonight, so.
That's cool.
That's cool.
When you got a monotone voice like mine, you got to use it. And it's used best for buzz killing.
Yes.
All right, guys. Let's end it. We'll see you on the next one, all right?
See you guys.
Later, guys.
Thanks for coming.